Hi, this is On Imagination with the Philosopher's Garden, and this is welcome to the Philosopher's Handbook for Life. I am talking on this particular video on the subconscious mind's message to you, the ego, the conscious awareness. If you are new to my channel, I am a philosopher, psychologist, sociologist of 30 years. The subconscious mind is extraordinary. And there is a lot of misunderstanding about what it is, what it's for, what it does. And the average person is not aware of its absolute magnitude. The subconscious mind has the agenda of keep the unit safe. And it has a plethora of fail safes. It is nothing more than just a processing of our perspective and communicating to the ego, the conscious awareness. This is vital to understand. Its whole function is to process perspective. And when something goes wrong, it communicates constantly, 24/7 to the ego and the conscious awareness. Now, if you live a perfect life and had perfect parents and had absolutely an abuse-free existence, you're fine. You don't need this information. However, if you have ever suffered any kind of emotional turmoil, this is vital to understanding what exactly is going on in the rest of your brain, in your entire mind. This is what's happening. Your subconscious mind requires the processing of your perspective. It accumulates every day all of the data points into your mind to develop and shape your perspective. If this does not go smoothly, it then communicates and sends a message down to your ego to say, Houston, we have a problem. But our society, the sworn nemesis of the subconscious mind, tells us to ignore the subconscious mind. I'm going to be very blunt, and I'm going to say that a lot. Society is the sworn nemesis of the subconscious mind. This is very much a battle between the subconscious mind and society with societal expectations. The subconscious mind says to the ego, the conscious awareness, Houston, we have a problem. And it sends these messages to us via emotions. And those emotions are then received by the conscious mind, who, according to the rules of society, throws them away. Now, the subconscious mind works 24/7 and only has one agenda: keep the unit safe. So when you throw away the messages, the subconscious mind has only a million different little techniques to make your life difficult if you do not receive the message. Its agenda is to get the message across to the conscious awareness so that the conscious awareness, you, take action. You are supposed to take action. You are supposed to have preventative measures. You are supposed to resolve the problem, but you most likely don't know how. So what happens is the subconscious mind, during processing, has an issue, sends you the emotions to communicate the issue, but the ego was never taught how to translate the subconscious mind. So there is this massive miscommunication error going between you, the conscious awareness, and your subconscious mind. In the meantime, society says, ignore your emotions. Those aren't allowed. Throw those away. Get rid of those. You're supposed to do this. So the society and societal expectations assumes the job of your subconscious mind. This makes the subconscious mind and societal expectations absolutely incompatible and working against each other. The subconscious mind gets louder. It increases the intensity of its messaging. Your emotions. Your society tells you to throw those away, go numb, dissociate, shut down. So you do. You follow the societal expectations. The subconscious mind gets louder, gets more violent. The subconscious mind will give you amnesia. The subconscious mind will break your personality into pieces. The subconscious mind will completely wipe your identity and rebuild you a new one if you don't take action. In the meantime, society says, ignore the subconscious mind. Listen to us instead. We know what's better for you. While the subconscious mind is saying, you have severe damage happening to us. You need to take care of you. But the societal expectations hijacks the ego and the conscious awareness and then says, we know you better than the subconscious mind knows you. We're going to do what you think is best for you. We're going to give you all of these rules. So the society steps in, competing with the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind only gets louder and louder. It leads to dissociation, complete emotional frostbite. And again, the ego follows societal expectations. So you have this massive war happening between the subconscious mind and societal expectations, while the ego is absolutely unaware of what's going on with the subconscious mind, incapable of understanding the messages being received, and instead they are following the society to figure out precisely what they should be doing. So they blindly follow what the society says. But the problem is the society is also a narcissist. It is embedded with, we want to use you and take advantage of you here. Have a social security number. That way you are now inventory, true story. And let us know if there's anything else you need, which we really don't care about, because we're going to fix you just enough to get you functioning. But really, that subconscious mind, that gets in our way. Ignore that. The subconscious mind proceeds to communicate with you, dumping as much information as you can. You don't listen? All right, now we're going to give you psychosomatic symptoms. Psychosomatic symptoms are when the subconscious mind absolutely converts all of these emotional messaging now into physical pain, physical ailments, and now medical conditions. And it ranges from everything you can possibly think of, which is why people who are holistic, people who are balanced, people who know their subconscious mind look younger, feel younger, are energetic, and they look and act like somebody in their 20s. It's because the subconscious mind is balanced and aligned with the ego conscious awareness in a team effort. So the subconscious mind is no longer completely dumping all of its data and information into you, trying to get you motivated enough to take care of your mind. So when it comes down to your mental health, 90% of the bullshit that you get from society is actually self-destructive. Now you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to either listen to, learn how to communicate and manage and work with your subconscious mind, or you can proceed to do what it is you've been doing your whole life regarding the societal expectations. Reminder, the societal expectations are 100% built off of narcissism, using you to get results so that it can feed its own power. That is what the campaign, ask not what you can do, what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. That whole campaign mindset is narcissism 101. Oh my God, is it? A country is not for a government. It is for a people. We are not supposed to be serving our country or our government. They are here to serve us. That is what they are for. A society only grows and is as grand as the people who run it. And the people and the morale of the people fuel the mental health and the entire structure of the government. The government works for you. So when they came out with the campaign, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, that was such a toxic, narcissistic message to devalue you, to literally usurp you, the people, from your role of government so that you became a servant / slave of the government. It's a government that uses its people to serve it is equivalent to a battery charger that only charges its own battery. Narcissism. Your subconscious mind is designed completely evolved completely to preserve the unit, the self, to get the unit serving and moving and functioning the self so that it can then connect with resources and community to create a beautiful automated trade flow of energy and resources between the self and the community. But in order for that kind of a balance and functioning to go through nurturing and actually be productive, it requires that the self be nurtured, balanced, and cared for, which the societal expectation says you need to do work, you need to serve the government, you need to, and it does all of this narcissistic gaslighting to make sure you reject your subconscious mind by not giving any allowance to your subconscious mind's needs. In the meantime, you now have a plethora of mental illnesses, a plethora of physical illnesses. You have amnesia. You have symptoms literally equivalent to Alzheimer's and multiple sclerosis. When I was in my early days of therapy, the amnesia and the mental illness was so disabling that my therapist literally prescribed two things for me. She said to me, Google Alzheimer's plans and Google multiple sclerosis plans. And I looked at her and went, what? And she said, yes, do it. And then follow them. And I did. For 10 years, I followed the plans for Alzheimer patients and multiple sclerosis patients just to make myself functional in life. Because the Alzheimer's and all of the physical ailments and mental ailments that I was suffering from were so severe from my subconscious mind that I couldn't function. When you have a mental disorder, it is equivalent to having Alzheimer's and multiple sclerosis. True story. If you struggle with mental illness, seriously, get apps. I still have them on my phone. Get apps. Take a look at the same plans that are used. They're automatic. There's PDFs all over the internet for free for people who suffer from Alzheimer's and for people who suffer from multiple sclerosis. You will find that most of your mental symptoms are matched, almost identical to those two things. People who are forgetful or have sieve brain, that's trauma amnesia. That is your subconscious mind protesting that you are ignoring it. Oh, you're going to ignore me? I'm going to make you forget everything else now. I'm going to make you so dysfunctioning that you're going to have no choice but to pay attention to me. Oh, you're not listening to my message? Now I'm going to start making you shake. Now I'm going to give you IBS. Now I'm going to give you joint pain. I'm going to give you weight gain. Oh, you're still not listening to me? How else can I slow you down and physically stop you because you are not taking action? And as you clear up your mental health, your psychosomatic symptoms literally dissolve and go away because you are balancing your subconscious mind with your conscious awareness. But in order to do that, you have to ignore a lot of what society tells you you should do. Because what society tells you should do, they have their own agenda. And their agenda is to keep you functioning so you can serve it, which means they don't want you cured. Because when you cure yourself, when you don't have mental illness, you literally can't function in that society anymore. This is a really hardcore truth about anyone who goes through mental healing. And it's not something I like to throw on my patients later. I like to just tell you right up front. When you mentally heal, you are not going to be able to function in the society. You can't. You can't. Now, you can function or you can heal yourself only part way and still function. But if you are seeking full, actual mental healing, it's going to require that you abandon the society. Now, you don't have to abandon the society. What's going to happen is as you heal, you start to notice wonderland. The more you heal, the more you correct the insanity and the logic in your mind, the more you start to become aware of how illogical wonderland is. You start to develop awareness of how much you are actually logical and how freaking crazy the illogical insanity is in Wonderland. And you're going to feel the cognitive dissonance. As you heal, you're going to try and step back into the day job. And when you do, you're going to feel the cognitive dissonance and you're going to go, oh my God, that hurts. and you're going to pull away from it. Everyone who heals turns to an entrepreneurship later because of this. Because the more you heal, the more logic you understand. The more logic you understand, the more you look at this society and goes, this isn't compatible with me anymore. Most people, all people who heal, I have yet to find somebody who heals that hasn't gone down this road. Everyone who heals goes down this road and reaches that point where they say, I can't function in a day job, because a day job is filled with so much self-sacrificing martyrdom and abuse. And you feel it, that you have to literally devalue yourself to even enter the rat race now. But once you heal, you value yourself so much that you're now over here with this kind of a functioning, and it is incompatible with that functioning, because this functioning is only there if you devalue yourself, are a martyr, and you're self-sacrificial. But healing teaches you to be the opposite of that. It teaches you to have an ego, to value yourself, to nurture your mental health, to prioritize your mental illness, to prioritize your mental nurtured safety. You suddenly, when you're done with healing, when you're nearing the end of healing, one of the massive priority shifts that takes place is you go from belittling yourself to prioritizing your functioning subconscious mind. In order to do that, you have to be away from people, community, and yes, a society that says you shouldn't do that, because they are prioritizing their profits. They are prioritizing what money they want to make. They are prioritizing climbing the social ladder. And because those are their priorities, it requires that you sacrifice mental health in order to cater to their priorities. And when you do that, it requires the destruction of your subconscious mind, because their priorities contradict the function of your subconscious mind. They are not compatible, which is why we have mental illness, is because the society is currently incompatible with the functioning and the base requirements of the subconscious mind. Our society literally is pitted against the subconscious mind. So when you go into healing, when you are on your healing journey, the biggest priority that you are going to have to choose between is, what is more important to you, your mental health or making money? And everyone's going to say, well, I have to survive. Scarcity mindset, survival mindset, victim mindset. There are other ways. They don't want you to know this because they want to use you. They need you to be broken, empath, so the narcissist can use you. They don't want you to think there are other ways. So they've convinced you that you need money. They have convinced you that there is no other way. Narcissists lie. And once you realize that the entire society is a narcissist, we all know how to deal with narcissists. You need to shut down them and get away. You need to extract yourself from a narcissist. There are other ways. Oh my God, are there other ways? There are thousands of opportunities. There are plenty of ways. You have everything you need. But again, that society absolutely eats that out of you and deteriorates you so that you'll function for it. So there is this massive battle between the subconscious mind and the societal expectations we are raised with. And every person I see going through that healing process reaches the same conclusion or battles this conclusion. If I proceed to heal, I'm going to have to walk away from a society. And then everyone divides. There's people who realize you can do it and they find a way. And there's people who believe wholeheartedly that they can't leave the society and they stay. And those people fall into depression. That's where suicide sits. If you understand and if you open your mind that there is a possibility to a place, a future, a lifestyle away from that, you'll be fine. But the narcissist society has convinced you that there is no other way because it wants to keep you there. Yes, there is very much another way. Once you understand how community and networking works, it opens the door. Oh, 100% it opens the door. You do not need that society to function. There are so many welcome to a new world. There's a whole other thing waiting for you. If you want to work with me, click on the link below. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.